Hello and welcome, and we are now into double figures on Wyoming Baptist Church's Advent Calendar here on YouTube as we have entered into day 10. And that takes us inexorably to Matthew chapter 1, beginning at verse 22, which says this: "All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel," which means God with us. Part of the truth of the things that we believe and which we say are important to us in the faith tradition that we call church is the fact that God, in his infinite power and glory, had it within himself to choose the manner of engagement that he would have with us. He could have come as in the Old Testament. He could have come as a pillar of fire or a pillar of cloud. He could have come as a burning bush. He could have come as a complete restructuring and a rechanging of everything that we saw around us, the magnificence and glory that would have been there and undeniable. And yet to a world that wasn't ready to receive him, and in truth still probably isn't ready to receive him, God took one look at us as human beings and decided that the best way of engaging with us would be to show that he treasures the thing that we treasure the most, the connection that comes through the real relationship of a person-to-person communion and community which can exist in love, in mercy, in salvation, and in treasuring each other. And so God chose to be God with us, even when he could have chosen to be anything else, and that would have been correct. With us, God with us. He chose to love, he chose to live, he chose to exist, and he chose to be with his creation, who needed that connection more than they needed so many other things. I wonder if at this Christmas time you take the opportunity to be connected with God in that way. I wonder if also that changes how you engage with other people, to know that the value that comes with God with us isn't just in the personal receipt of what comes from that, but comes from the opportunity to be that same thing for someone else.